Okay, Jose, when you asked me to make turkey on the Weber Kettle, I never agreed that it was going to snow that day. So here I am, I'm going to clear it off so we can make this. And for the rest of you, if there's something you'd like to see on the channel, just put it in the comments below and you could be like Jose and get your video featured as well. Now most people love the holidays, but there's one thing that I don't really like, and that is turkey. Almost any time somebody makes a turkey, it comes out dry and overcooked, but I've got a tried and true method that'll make it so it comes out perfect every single time. Now the other thing I'm going to do that's a little bit different is I'm going to spice things up a little bit. I'm going to use a Jamaican Jerk rub on my turkey, put a little bit of heat on this freezing cold day to help warm me up from the inside.
Since there's no barbecue off season, I'm really glad that I have this cover for the kettle. It means I don't have to light a fire just to get the lid off. But I am going to light a half a chimney of charcoal and put it on top of another half of unlit charcoal inside the slow and sear, and that'll be enough to keep it at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for the 2 or 3 hours I need for this cook. Back inside, we're making the sauce with a little bit of salt and pepper, some paprika, and a bunch of spices that you associate with pumpkin pies. Then I'm going to put in a Scotch bonnet pepper as well as 2 Fatali peppers, and these are the star of the show. You're going to know that they're there because they bring a lot of spice to this turkey. Then I'm going to top it off with a little bit of olive oil and a 1/4 cup of water just to make sure that everything mixes around nice. And right here is when I realized that I needed a smaller blender cup. I'm not going to show you how to break down a turkey into its parts because there's lots of videos out there, but it is a secret to making sure things cook even. You'll notice that I'm going to put a lot of sauce on these breasts and a little bit less on the thighs and the drums. And the reason why I do that is because these breasts are destined for sandwiches, and so it's going to be thin slices and you'll get just a little bit of the heat, whereas with the drums and thighs, I'm going to bite right into it and get that full flavor. And through the miracle of time, we've got all the sides covered and ready for the grill.
I've got the Weber Kettle set up for roasting at about 350 degrees, and luckily I have a wireless thermometer so I can hang out inside. The only thing left to do from what I did before is I'm going to add a couple of chunks of cherry.
The astute among you will know that that is not a proper barbecue tool. It's made for pulling weeds, and it was never very good at it, so I repurposed it to make it a little bit easier to lift the charcoal grates and to throw in the cherry chunks right here. Now it's time to throw in the turkey. I waited until the smoke died down so it didn't get over smoked. You want it to be pretty clear, especially something delicate like turkey. And because I'm using the slow and sear, it doesn't really matter where I put it on the grill grates as long as it's behind the reservoir because of how evenly it cooks. I'm just throwing it on there however it fits best. Put your thermometer in a zipper bag to keep it out of the elements and then retreat safely inside where it's nice and warm.
The storm has died down a little bit, and these breasts have gotten to 135 degrees internal temperature. So that means it's time for the secret ingredient, and that is butter. Now I'm taking a tip from Aaron Franklin, who used 2 sticks of butter for every 1 breast. Now I cut that way down. I use about a half a stick of butter per breast, and that's worked out great. The benefit here is when you wrap it up in foil and put the butter in there, it ends up braising it, and you'll never dry out the meat.
I wrapped each of the turkey breasts in aluminum foil with a little bit of butter, and I'm going to leave it on the grill until they reach 160 degrees internal temperature. They'll carry over another 5 and hit the target temp of 165. Now the drums and thighs, they go to at least 175.
So it's been a few days and the snow has started to melt, but I had a chance to go to the best barbecue joint in Utah and compare my turkey to their turkey sandwich, and I'd hold mine up to theirs any day. Now, if you don't like the spice, one change that you could make is to use salt and pepper instead of the rub that I showed, and that'll bring it down a little bit, or you could use whatever rub you like. The method itself is a good one. If you want to check out more videos, I'm going to put something right here that YouTube thinks you should watch. And as always, subscribe, and we'll catch you later.